There we go.
Ah, there we go. There we go. Now we got all the pink elements in the background. I like that.
Yeah, all the
I like
pink.
that.
Yes.
Was that your own decorating? Is that something you worked on yourself?
Yeah, I bought these drapes and I just bought the bed and I like put them around my bed because I wanted like a princess bed.
So like the Disney vibes that you're going with.
Yeah, like almost. Like yeah.
Almost. So you're
Like
almost color
princess
coordinating with
vibe.
it.
Yes, I love pink. Pink is my favorite color.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Now I'm getting the vibes already before we've even started. So, I mean, this is great.
Beautiful.
This is great. Fantastic. I mean, well, Ayzha Nyree, thank you so much for taking the time out your day to do this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure, man. I mean, you definitely have an interesting story. Like, I've been doing my research on you, and, we're going to get into some of those bits in a bit, but first things first, how's the year been for you? I mean, obviously, the pandemic was still very much in it. A year into this now, it seems that you've been quite active musically, and as well as doing performances as well. I mean, how emotionally and mentally have you been feeling throughout the past year? Like, give us a brief idea of how you've been feeling.
I mean, I've been feeling, it's been a roller coaster. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? It has its amazing moments and then it has its, difficult moments at times. But the difficult moments kind of make the beautiful moments better. You know what I'm saying? So
Of
it's,
course.
it's all worth it. But it's a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pressure and it takes a good soul to be able to, persevere
To
through it. And I
persevere.
just,
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Like, you have to be determined to push on through no matter what situations come your way, practically.
absolutely.
And you are definitely a testament
Absolutely.
to that because, again, like, some bits I've
Yeah.
been hearing about, we'll touch on in a bit. But did you move to Atlanta before the pandemic started, if I'm correct?
No, I moved to LA before the pandemic started. Right before the pandemic started.
Right.
Well, I moved to LA like right when it started, but I moved to Atlanta like a few months before, so like December. So yeah,
All right. So it
just to
was a
say right
couple of
before.
months in Atlanta, and then at the beginning of the new year, then you moved over to LA. I mean, what was the
In
transition
April.
in April? Okay, cool. So you pretty much as the pandemic really kind of started. So what was the transition like from moving from Atlanta to LA? Like, was it quite difficult or was it easy for you?
It was easy. I mean, I hated Atlanta. I was miserable
Oh
down there.
wow.
I was not being treated right. I was not, I hated it. Like it was bad. So when I left, I was like, I just felt so free. I felt like I was just godly again. I felt like I was surrounded by, godly energy and just
Wow.
with my brothers. And I just, 3 months later,
You got your new home as well. I heard. Congratulations. Obviously,
thank
that is that
you.
where you're based now? Like, this is your new home.
Yes, this is the new home of abode.
Yeah. How are you finding like the independent life of having like your own freedoms, your own place to be at?
I love it. I'm a very like what's the word? Not closed off, but not even really introvert. Because I love people and I love like talking to people, but I'm also just a person that like I hate being. I don't. No one wants to be lonely, but I love being alone sometimes. If that
Hmm.
makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Interesting.
I don't want to be lonely. I love having a partner. I love having friends. I love having family. All of those things, but I have times where I need to be alone. I don't
Yeah.
want anyone around me. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to hear my thoughts because it's being in this field and having all this pressure on you can be a lot, especially when like, you kind of grew up in like this just little small town, like, what I'm saying, in the hood, no money. Like, so
Yeah.
now it's just like, okay, I've always been shy. I've always been really timid. I've always been super nice and super bubbly. And, so I'm kind of like learning, transitioning into this new like life with all of those characteristics that I plan to keep, of course, but now I need balance. Can't be too nice to everybody because then they'll take advantage of you, which has happened to me plenty of times because
Mhm.
I'm so nice,
Mhm.
and then with just being so kind of timid, it's like, okay, you know, how am I going to try and do this superstar thing if I'm super timid? It's like,
Right.
what am I going to do? It can't be like, I'm not shy. I'll sing in front of everybody, I'll dance, anything, but it's like an ego thing. It's like I have no ego, so I don't know like how to like form an ego because I'm like,
Yeah.
like
Cuz it
you
cuz it's
you're good,
it seems to
not
me that
me.
you're pretty much like a balanced person where it's like, maybe in your past sort of times before you came as an artist that, you know, the timid side that you were just explaining, that that was kind of what was pretty much you. And then obviously being involved with music now, it's a, you know, enhancement of who you already are, but it means you kind of have to step up, I guess, emotionally and mentally to kind of be like prepped for like the industry. And you've certainly been prepped in one of the biggest ways, like again we'll get to in a
Thank
bit,
you.
but it seems like, you know, you're pretty balanced the way you are now, so it's a good look for you,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
you
Thank
know.
you. I do try. I do, can be hard, but it's very important just to, just stay humble and just to believe in yourself, regardless of what it is that you're doing.
And
So
just to be a little bit of a nerd for a second, because I always ask certain artists, it's like, what star sign are you?
I'm a Gemini.
Ah, okay. You're the second Gemini I've spoken to this week. Okay, cool, cool.
Yay!
Okay, I see where the whole like sort of timidness comes into play, and then enhancing your personality as well. Okay, cool, 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 cool.
Yeah, because I got the twins, man. That's why I use Ayzha Nyree, because Nyree is like, that's my aunt. My aunt is where we all got the name from. Her
Okay,
name is Nikki or Nikita Nyree Huff. Her middle name is Nyree. She's the first person we got it from. And she is like not timid. She is not. She's gangster. Like
she's like,
she'll
she'll just
she'll
pop
fight
off
a
with
dude
anything.
before she'll fight a man before she fights a woman.
Oh man.
Like she's gangster. Her drip. She's got drip. She looks good. Like she is everything. Like, oh my god, she's a stand up woman. And then me. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm Ayzha. Growing up, Ayzha has always been, super bubbly, cat lover, animal lover, goat. I love goats. I
Oh
love all
wow.
animals. Like I'm just an animal lover. I love like pink. I love love. I'm like super timid. I'm like nice to everybody. Even if people bullied me, I was still like, I'm sorry that I'm making you bully me. Like that was that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Super pushover, super all of that. And but when I'm singing and when I'm making music, I'm not that person.
Mm.
I'm able to embody this my higher self. That's what I call it. I call it my higher self. And a lot of people say their alter ego or their Sasha Fierce or whatever, but I just say it's just my higher self. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I look at my higher self as this boss, as not like fearless, rebellious, but rebellious for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like I see this just stand up boss, like fire ass woman as my higher self. And right now I'm still in, you know, like we're just growing up, and like now I'm kind of transitioning from like, okay, being super bubbly Ayzha to being Nyree. You know what I'm saying? To being Ayzha
Mm.
Nyree. So it's like I'm Ayzha, but then I need that Nyree to balance. You know what I'm saying?
So
Because I
that's
could
where
if
the
I
Gemini comes into play.
and that's where the Gemini comes into
And
play.
it's interesting you just said as well, because like, you know, your aunt is like, you know, she'll pop off, have to fight a man if she has to, but very very powerful woman, so it seems. Did you get some of those personality traits as far as like the confidence build like through your family? Because it seems like you know, from what I've been researching, like your family is very very musical. I mean, even your dad like made beats, your aunts could sing, and you know, so was it a thing
Yeah.
like you took from your family as far as like the confidence to build yourself as an artist?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, they could tell like immediately, like, wow, okay, all the kids are musically inclined. Like it's this is, Asia's a singer, Johnny's a dancer. Like we see what's going on. So wherever we would go, they'd be like, sing, like show us your voice, like sing, sing. And they would just always like, just they never it wasn't like, Joe Jackson where like we were forced in programs and be in the industry and record. No, it was just like you should do this. You're good at
Yeah,
it. Like you shouldn't work at a 9 to 5. You're fucking amazing. Why don't you
yeah,
go and
yeah,
dance?
yeah.
Why don't you go and sing? Like you're dope. Go be dope. Like you're dope. And so they kind of just fed that in us,
Mm,
and just being in society and, being a woman, being on social media, you know what I'm saying? You get other things that can, kind of attack your confidence, you know what I'm saying? And it could
mm,
just be anxiety, things that are just in your head. So those are
mm,
things, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, I battle with, it's like, well,
mm.
with all artists, not just me, all artists battle with that, like with, they might have a lot of people in their corner, like, oh, and then you have, the other side that's maybe not. So it's kind of just like, it's really just a strength builder, you know what I'm saying? It's really a strength builder. But definitely like the initial confidence to want to do this and to like believe in myself, like I'll never stop because my
Mm,
family has instilled the fact that I'm meant to do this.
mm,
So it's like, I may have confident breaks, sometimes because I'm a human, I'm a woman, it's natural.
It's natural
But
for
I'll
everybody,
never
of course.
exactly. So, but it's it'll never be like a quitting point because
Yeah.
my family has instilled that in us. Like you're meant to do this. Like
Um,
there's no way you can't.
it's interesting you just said that because like with my mum, it's the same thing with me. It's like we're both in two different worlds as far as like what she's been doing and what I've been doing as a creative, but
Hmm.
always has instilled in me to say like you got to go out and do better than what I've ever done. So for every
Absolutely.
generation, they need to do better than the last, and I feel like that's kind of a push for future generations going forward, that they just need to really push and push to get the best out of the world, basically. That I feel that anyway.
Absolutely. And it's there should be a shift too. I know a lot of my friends, and I've learned a lot of people that have gone and done things and gone to college and gone and made permanent life decisions because their parents were like, you have to do this and you need to do
Mm,
this and you da da da. And the parents never sat back and watched and to see what their child's gift was. Every
mm,
human on the planet is born with a gift. And if you don't pay
mm,
attention to your child's gifts, even if you see that your child might be built and your son, like you see a lot of dads force their boys in football and force them to go to
mm,
football college. And the boy is really a break dancer and really wants to dance. But the dad's like, you're not about to dance. You play football, play sports. So you go to
mm-hmm.
college. And it's like, wow, he could have been one of the top choreographers in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now he's depressed playing football.
But I
Like,
think I think to put touch on your point, I think we've moved on as like as generations have gone on, that a lot of people are more understanding, whereas like people in the past generations might have been just in their
mm-hmm.
set ways and want certain
Yeah.
things for their kids, especially if we're talking like certain religious groups. But I mean, I'm not going to go into
Mm-hmm.
too much detail about it, but in
Right.
general it's just like they want you to be like a doctor or a lawyer or the best paid position. But when it comes to like artists and music, sometimes it's like you have to really like kind of prove to your parents that like this is what I'm meant to do, this is what my goal in life is, and you got to
Mm-hmm.
understand that if you want me in this position elsewhere, it's not going to make me happy,
Exactly.
you know
Exactly.
so
And you
I
definitely, like you said, you see a lot more of it today,
mm,
where parents are, seeing like, oh yeah, you dope. You gonna go be dope.
mm,
You gonna go do what it is that you want to do because you're dope at it. You know what I'm saying? You
mm,
see a lot of that more nowadays. But I just know growing up, a lot what I saw was, you know, kids like, why aren't you going to college? Why aren't you doing that? Like shunning us for not wanting to do none of that and for wanting to do
yeah,
music because they've
yeah.
been, forced to think that they have to go and, do all this other stuff, go to college and, get this perfect 9 to 5 and,
It's kind of what society has dictated to us. So it's kind of like, well, we
yeah,
have to break the mold, and I feel like we're doing that pretty well anyway.
I think so.
You know,
I definitely think so.
what were you listening to growing up? Because we just mentioned like how your dad was making beats and aunts would sing. So what was the family household like? What were you listening to?
Erica Badu,
Ooh,
Sade, Janae
ooh,
Aiko, Lauren Hill, Jasmine Sullivan, Mark Ronson,
wow,
like yeah,
that's a
Mary
variety.
J. Blige. Yeah, we were listening to like that old school like soul, like that real soul. Like I remember every Sunday my mom would clean the house, she would blast Soldier Love by Sade. I'm a soldier love. That
Oh,
shit's so hard. We would blast it every Sunday. Every Sunday. And we were
mm-hmm.
listening to like just everything. Like I was obsessed with Jasmine Sullivan as a little girl. Like
Wow.
Bust the Windows, that was my shit. Alicia Keys, woo!
Oh
Alicia
Lord.
Keys,
Oh Lord.
Fallen. If I Ain't Had You, man, listen. Alicia Keys is when she played the piano for herself at her show, I was like, she's a legend. There's nothing you can. That's it. She's a legend.
Yeah,
Can't top that. She
for
played her
sure.
own instrument at the show. That's crazy.
Playing the
Got really
piano,
deep.
like that was as her of the show. You can't have Alicia Keys without the piano being there. It's
You
not
can't.
possible.
It's not possible. You know what I'm saying? Not possible at all.
You know.
So
And it's
yeah.
it's great that that you had like a variety of like different types of music that you were growing up. But there was a point where like before you got into music, like there was something that I looked into, and that there was actually a push to get you further into it. As I researched that you had a little bit of a toxic relationship when you graduated from high school. And, you know, from what I understand, that music was your go-to for, I guess, escapism from, you know, from the relationship.
Hmm.
Was that the biggest fuel, as in to push yourself as an artist? Like when you got to that point, you thought, nah, I'm getting out. Music is for me now.
Yep. So it took, it was a long year and a half of like really like it was just a lot.
Mm,
And I recorded a song just venting one night and I like dropped it just to see what everybody would think and they fucking loved it.
mm,
And I was like, oh shit. So like I kind of started like slowly writing a little bit and kind of getting into it, like, okay, I kind of like this. Like, when I'm sad, when he makes me upset, I can go and write. You
mm.
know what I'm saying? I have something to do now. And it kind of took him picking me up and slamming me in dirt for
Wow.
me to realize, okay,
Wow.
I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like
Mm,
I left the next day. I packed my bags the next day and I left. And
wow.
I've been going ever since. Like never stopped. Just kept recording and just kept grinding. And that at that point it was like, I'm a very tiny person, you know what I'm saying? No, but he didn't like, fucking hawk slam me. Like, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? We're human, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got like I didn't die, obviously, but
of course.
I was hurt, you know what I'm saying? And I could, get really injured if you ever follow my neck hard or you know what I'm saying? So that's what was going through my head. It was like yo, like I could have died. Like,
Mm,
you know what I'm saying? I could have broke my neck or like he could have really hurt me.
mm,
I'm like out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
mm.
I'm like out of here. And like it was scary because he had never, it had never gotten to like that point. Like it never really got physical. Like we had moments where it would almost like get physical,
Mm.
but it wouldn't get to that point until what I'm saying. And before he slammed me, I fought a girl. Like I had gotten into a fight,
Wow.
and you know what I'm saying. It was just all because of him. Like it was
Wow.
it was just crazy. So he picked me up and he slammed me, and I was like, damn. I didn't put my hands on you or nothing. He thought I was gonna put my hands on him. I didn't touch him, and it's just
So
yeah.
with the point that you just made about, you know, you had to fight a girl to kind of, it just seemed like there was a lot of anger within you and you had to lash out. That's what it seemed like.
It wasn't
So,
even anger. It was more of like I had like no choice. Like, I was
yeah.
just put in shitty ass situations where I was like, well, I
Yeah.
have to defend myself at this point. Like, can't get beat up. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But what I was going to ask was, is that obviously that situation is bad for anybody's standards, but the positive of it is that that really pushed you to really pursuing being an artist. That was like the cornerstone for it all starting off.
Yeah.
Do you think that if that situation hadn't had happened initially, do you think that you would still push yourself to be an artist, or would you think it would take time to figure out what it is you truly wanted to do, or or would you think like I would have still done it anyway?
I think, I because of my life path, I probably would have still done it
Mm.
in some way.
Yeah.
Would it have been this dope? Probably not. Could it have been doper if I started earlier? Probably. Will it get doper down the line? Absolutely, because I'm hella focused now.
100%.
But I feel like that was like a big like part of my like a I don't know. I feel like it was a big part of my like spiritual awakening. Because it was kind of like
Mm.
I felt like I was sleepwalking when I was in that. I didn't feel like I was really aware of like you know what the decisions I was making. I was just kind of in the moment.
Mm.
And now I'm like looking back at it. I'm like, bro, like I'm so happy that happened because that
Mm.
woke me up. You know what I'm saying? Like that really woke me up, and it really
Mm.
made me realize, like, bro, like what am I doing? Like this isn't my life. Like I don't do stuff like this. Like this isn't my life.
You
Like
don't
you
deserve
know
that,
what I'm
so
saying?
yeah. And one thing that you just touched on, and I want to touch on this as well, is that I also hear that your friend's brother practically saved your life because I mean he had like a studio, and and obviously you were there, you were doing music and stuff. So talk to me about the transition from you've moved on from the toxic relationship that's done, and now you're going into music, with the help of your friend's brother, like. Talk to me about how that transition happened for you.
Yeah. So Tamika, oh my gosh. So that was actually simultaneously. So I was in the toxic relationship, staying with Tamika, and
Mm,
who was my friend, and then her brother buddy he moved in the house with the whole studio set, and I was like. you know, like how is like that like possible? Like, what are the odds of that? Like, that's pretty crazy. And so he just told me, he was like, you know what I'm saying, you're going through a lot, and I need, like, you should really focus. You have a beautiful voice, because he heard me singing in the shower one day. He's like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you singing? Like, he's like, well, if you're gonna
Mm.
be staying here, you gotta record every night. Like, you can't just be staying here, you know what I'm saying, not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know you're working and everything. We don't really want your money.
Mm.
So you need to
Oh, that's
record
nice
every
of him.
night, practice. So yeah, like, they really looked out, and I still gave them money when I could, and, like, you know what I'm saying, did what I could here, because they were taking care of me. But that
Mm.
was, like, our deal. And I was recording with him before I left my relationship, and it just took, you know, him slamming me for
Mm.
me to realize, like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So I told everybody I was out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody was mad, not at me, but mad because, he had put his hands on me and stuff. But it was like a bittersweet moment. I went to my manager, Clint. Oh, shout out Clint. Oh my God. Wow. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I went to him, and I gave him such a hard time the entire time I worked at Sonic, because he should have fired me so much, because my ex just would come up there and just cause so many problems. He hated him. Like, he did not like him. So he would just cause so many problems. But Clint he just always looked out. Like, he just looked out, and he just, you know what I'm saying? He promoted me to shift manager. And then when I told him that I was leaving, he was like, damn. He's like, I just gave you the position. That's crazy. He's like, I'm so
So
sad you're
was this
leaving,
a
but
retail job that it was it a retail job that you had at
this
the
was
time?
Sonic. I worked at Sonic.
Okay.
It was a drive-in, and I was a car hop first.
Okay.
So I would, like, skate out to the cars and shit. Well, I didn't skate, but because my feet were too small for skates. But, like, I would serve, you know what I'm saying. And then I was shift manager, so I would run the shifts. And I told him, that I was leaving, and he was like, "It's so sad, but I've been waiting for you to fucking say that. Like, get the hell out of here.
Mm,
Like, get the hell
mm.
out of here." And he was just so, yeah. And shout out to him to this day. Like, he is
Mm.
amazing. Like, I'll never forget him. He was, like, one of the best managers ever. Like, super dope. And he was so understanding. He should have fired me so many times. I was late. I was a crybaby. I was always crying and arguing with my ex. My ex came up to Sonic one day with a broomstick trying to beat somebody. It was just like,
Wow.
oh my God. It was a lot. Like, I embarrassed the company a lot of times. He should have fired me, and he didn't, because he knew, you know what I'm saying? He knew deep down just what I was going through. And you know what I'm saying? I was everyone's baby. Like, I loved
Mm.
everybody. Like, everybody was chill. I was chill with everybody.
Everyone
And
had their best interest for you. They were wanted to look after you. So
everybody hated him. Like, everybody was like, girl,
yeah.
what, like, ew, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
get the hell out of here.
Well,
So,
I mean, it's a good thing that you're in a comfortable position now. And just a kind of last thing I wanted to touch on in this is that at one point, from what I researched, is that you were homeless for a few months as well.
woo,
So
yes.
I mean, we don't have to get into the gory details, but as far as, like, I read like you were homeless for at least a couple of months. That must have been crazy for you. But
Woo, yes, it was crazy as
how were
hell.
you able to be determined to leave a toxic relationship, end up being homeless, finding a job on the side to support your dreams, and now you're in a comfortable position to, pursue your dream as being an artist, which you're doing pretty well at the moment. So, like, what is the biggest turning point, and what was the biggest lessons that you learned from all those points to get to the point that you are now?
Put yourself first.
Mm.
Put yourself first and use your gifts. Like, there's so much that I wish I could say about just, like, the world, and about what I feel like, is done to us mentally, but humans are dope. Humans are not just humans. Like, a human is not experiencing life.
Mm.
Life is experiencing human. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So, like, every human on this planet, you, me, the girl I see walking with a little dog right there, everybody was born with some kind of special gift, whether it's a gift of music, whether it's a gift of dance, whether it's the gift of writing, whether it's the gift of business, running a show, you know what I'm saying? Managing artists, whatever it is, or skills, the gift of organization, whatever it is, everyone is born with some kind of gift. And
Mm.
that, there's a story in the Bible. I'm not religious, before I say that, I'm very spiritual. I don't believe in
I
picking a
got that. I
religion.
got that about you. You're very spiritual.
Yeah, I don't judge. I don't, if you're Muslim, love. If you're if you're Christian, love. If you're Buddha, love. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Everything's about love. I don't care what you believe in. Don't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
But in the Bible, there is this story that I love so much because of the message behind it, the story of the talents. Now, I don't think that some of the Bible, like all the stories in the Bible, are fake at all. I think that they came from somewhere. Somebody, they came from somewhere. There was a story of these talent coins. They were called talents, but they were coins. And um, everyone's gonna be so mad at me because I can't remember this story like right. But like basically, it wasn't God. I don't think it was God that was obviously giving out the coins. It was someone else that was of higher. What I'm saying, that was looked up to.
Yeah, I get it.
He handed out talent coins, and I guess he handed some talent coins to three people, and he was like, do like, do something creative with these talent coins, like bring them back. What I'm saying, make sure you bring these back. One dude spent all of his talent coins, didn't have nothing left to bring them back. The other dude buried his and then brought the same amount back brought the same amount back. But then the third dude took his coins and flipped them. He flipped them. Like he took the coins and he went and made more coins. And then he brought back this big ass thing of coins. And God was like, yup. And I don't know if it was God, but the person was like, you in, y'all bugging. Y'all didn't use your talents like you were supposed to. You wasted it. And then you didn't even use it. You just buried it.
Wow. I'm really loving this.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. If you are, the minute you're born, parents, when you have a baby, pay attention. Is your baby, is he got him bopping on beat? Is he, trying to sing one of these? Like, is he sitting there, pay attention. Can he draw? Pay attention. Is he very smart? Pay very close attention, because everybody is a genius. Everybody is dope. We are all the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I say God is, I don't believe God is a man that we are God. You are God. I am God. You know what I'm saying? She is God. He is God. We are all God. Like,
oh my God.
That is,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? And we are the same exact thing. We're all different, but we're the same exact thing. If you take a pepperoni and you break it up into little pieces, them pieces are not going to look exactly the same because you broke them up into little pieces.
Oh
but
my
guess
God.
what?
Wow.
It's really still a pepperoni. It's still a pepperoni.
Oh my God. Listen, this is probably by far the biggest gem I've taken away from in a lot. Thank you, because the thing is, I really enjoy these type of conversations because yes, it's an interview, but I like a conversation, and when there's like meaning to the conversation and you take away from something, I've certainly taken away from this just from that point alone. So I have to thank you for that. Firstly, I mean, you seem very wise for your years. Like you're young, but you seem very wise for your like. Was that through like, guidance through the family?
Parents.
And yeah, I can imagine.
My parents, absolutely. Both of my parents are very free spirited and very happy people. And so now it's like, they just growing up like that. Like I said, they never forced us into anything. It was just always like, you guys are star seeds, you're star beings, you're superstars. But superstar isn't celebrity. Superstar is supernova. Superstar is this big ball of light. You're a big ball of fire energy. Like, you have to take that and feed it to everyone. Everyone needs your light. Everyone on the planet that doesn't have their own light needs your light, because they do have light. They just can't see it because of all the fuck shit going on in the world. So they just told us, like, your job is to be the light. Be the light, feed the light, and share the light. That is our job.
Wow.
That is our job. So we're not like, oh, we want to be celebrities. Yeah, man. Snap them up, man. It's not about.
There's gonna be a lot of that. You keep coming up with this shit to me. I'm gonna. The whole interview's gonna be like this.
Yeah, I love it.
Crazy, man. I mean, what? Oh gosh, wow! You really got me in the feels of that, man. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
No, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I wanted to ask you, because I mean, we kind of touched on this already. When I speak to a lot of artists, like, we tend to see like the glossy side in terms of like, all the singles, which is cool. We're gonna get to promoting some of your music soon. We're getting there, but I wanted to find out about when it comes to artists and their journeys, like how they got on the come up and stuff like that, like what the true grit of it is, because we don't really get the full perspective sometimes, and it's kind of like brushed under the carpet because it's like, oh no, you shouldn't talk about that because I mean, we're trying to, which is fine again, but what I'm seeing is like a beautiful transition. Like, you, like we discussed earlier, toxic relationship, retail job. Now you're in a comfortable place. For you, like, because I seen one of your interviews, like you were just styling on me, you like this pink style. You had like the chain going on. You know what I mean? You got like, the jewels on. You know what I'm saying? You even had your custom face mask. I thought, yo, what is it? She's getting that money, dude. You know what I'm saying? But what I wanted to ask is that how were you able to, like, through all those processes, be able to like save enough money to really push to get to a position that you are now? Because it's not just a thing where it just happens overnight. So what was that process like for you?
Yeah. So when I moved from South Carolina to New York, I started working at like IHOP. So I was, well, not IHOP, Denny's.
Okay.
And then I worked at this place called the Sure Find for a little bit. And then I started going to college, and then I got a little bit of a college fund. College obviously did not last because it was just, I wanted to go to college to learn how to mix. And they're teaching me math and English. And I'm like, no,
That's always the case. That's always the case.
Yeah. I'm not here for that. I did 12 years. I just sound like prison. I did 12 years.
Yeah. You had like a halfway life sentence.
Yeah, man. I did 12 years in grade school. I'm done. I don't need no more curriculum. I want to learn how to mix. Yeah. That's it. I just want to learn how to use Pro Tools. Oh, you're going to teach me English? I'm out. So I'm not doing it.
Peace.
I dropped
Deuces.
out, man. I couldn't do it. But I did take my college funds, and I used my grants and stuff for my first album. So I had an album. Well, I did my first music video and my album. So my music video was like a wig. It was $900. And I never got to release it because the dude that shot it, he wanted to like, be with me and stuff. And because I went, I had to take him back to where he stayed at. And, we're at the house and he's editing and everything. He's trying to get me drinks and, smoking and all this stuff. And then he's trying to get all comfy. I'm like, nigga, no, I don't want you. Video, edit the video now. I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
And then he told me, what I'm saying? We had a little deal where I could, pay a certain amount on this day, but I could still release this video on my brother's birthday, and then I'll just pay him the rest because I'm a trustworthy person. Like, if I say I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you. Like, it ain't, what I'm saying? That's what it is. But I wasn't trying to pay him until I got the other things that I was supposed to receive. So in our whole package, I was supposed to receive a vlog about the video. I was supposed to receive a teaser for the next video. I was supposed to receive a bunch of stuff that I didn't receive. So it was just a lot. But ended up spending all that money on it. Did a whole tribute to my friend that passed away, R.I.P. Siege. Big, he is the reason all of this is, even happening, which is just amazing. So I did that, and then I put money in to do my first album, and then with Siege's family, Siege is the one that just passed away. His management, or his manager that used to manage me, manager and best friend, who manages me now, was his manager for like 15 years and best friend. So they were really close. And, Siege just spoke so highly of me and then linked us together. And I sang at his funeral. That's how I met his manager. And then everybody kept telling his manager, like, work with her. And he's like, no, like, why is everybody, you're his mom. Why are you trying to talk business with me right now? Like, this is the wrong time. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how passionate they all were about the music and about Cameron's dream and then just what he wanted. And he wanted for everyone else. You know what I'm saying? He was never selfless. He always wanted for everybody else around him. And people would hate on him and everything else, but he always stood strong for his city. And so that's, ended up how I got here. I did the album and spent all my money on it. And then I just kind of promoted it on my own and have all my friends. I mean, people will call me hood famous, like, which is just like when you just, like everybody knows you're in the hood, which is always cool. So all my friends are bumping it. I would throw parties and they would like know the songs and stuff. And like, it was cool. I was like just doing everything like kind of myself. And Then I moved to Atlanta and started working with this old lady that, like, I don't know, man. She just weird. Like, I thought she was cool, but she was really on some other weird snake shit. So I was like, all right, I'm not having this. I'm out of here. Like, oh, people, I can't do it, girl. You tripping? Like, I need to get out of
Mm.
here. So
Was that when you moved from like Atlanta to LA? Was that because of all of that stuff going
because
on?
of all of that. It's just,
Right.
I found
Okay.
out I was in a horrible contract, and I thought that I had another. I thought I had another mom. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had a second mom that I could trust, that would look out for me. And it's like, nope, you're a wig just like everybody else. Okay, cool. That's fine. It's okay. It's
Wow.
whatever. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? It's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Let them do
As
their
long as,
thing. Move on. Move on to
move
the next
on. You know
stage
what
of
I'm
your life.
saying?
That's fine.
She got me.
Yeah.
She got me. It's
Cool.
cool. Her baby's okay. So that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's got a son. And, I think about things like that. When people do me wrong, I always think about, okay, that's so lame. But, this is the beautiful part of it. You know what I'm saying? This is the beautiful part of it, So it was what it was. But when I went to LA, it was lit. It was nothing. I
Mm.
turned up on everybody. I was like, everybody didn't bully me. Y'all done bullied me. Y'all done stole money from me. Y'all done
Oh
got
gosh.
y'all
Wow.
done did everything for me. So guess what? I'm about to turn up on y'all. That's what I'm about to do. Me and my brothers and all my angels. I got an angel squad over here. About to turn up on
Wow.
every freaking person on Demon Time running around here being mean, being bullies and everything else. Watch, man. I'm about to tell y'all something real quick.
You say that's a really that's a really cool story, man. You go from like ups and downs, but like you get to a point where it's just a beautiful story. Like you can go forward like in beautiful music career, and like it's a testament to how determined you still are. And I mean, it's got you to the point that you're even signed to Republic Records. So, firstly, congratulations on that.
Republic is the hottest record label in the world, man. Oh my god, I love them so much.
Yeah, man. I mean, how did you get to the point of getting to that decision in signing with them? But also, I saw on Twitter that a fan had spoken to you, and you said that you were blessed to be signed to a label and still own your masters. So I mean, how was that a really important factor in terms of like, before you signed that, listen, I need to keep my masters? Like, how did you get to that point and even just get into Republic in the first place?
It's crazy. Everybody thought I was crazy for walking up in the labels and telling them all that. And the minute I told most of them that, they were all like, all right, we don't do that over here. See you later. So, most of them tried to give me mad money, mad millions of dollars, but these little whack ass percentages, I'm like, y'all are crazy. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not getting got. Y'all done got something. Y'all almost had me. Y'all almost got me. Y'all almost had me. But y'all get me. I'm not getting got. I don't do this for the money. I do this to make a statement. You know what I'm saying? To make some kind of a real statement. And Republic, they hit us up and we talked to them. And Avery Littman is the head of, him and his brother, Avery and Monty. They're like the head of Republic. And Avery told me off rip. He's like, I'm gonna sign you. Whatever you need, whatever you want, I got you. I'm gonna sign you. And I was like, no, you're not. Everybody say that to me. Everybody's capping.
You were just being stubborn. You was just like, nope. Hey,
I'm like,
no, you ain't getting me.
Yeah. So they were all just like, he told me, he's like, what do you want? And I was like, I want my masters. I'm not giving that up. Like, I don't want to give up my masters. I don't want to give up my creative control. Like, I want to be a business person. Like, if I have to put in some extra work, I'll do it. I don't care. Like, I don't want no overnight success. I don't want no puppeteering. I don't want to shake my ass. Like, I'll do this the hard way. Give me the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Give me what I got to do, and I'll work my ass off for it. Like, I'll meet you halfway. And he said, okay, that's what you want? Anything else? Do you need anything else? I was like, nah, I just, masters and creative control is like my two biggest things. Once, if I got them two, we chilling.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, let me go get beat up by your lawyer. I'll be back. And I was like, and he was not playing. They came back with that contract so fast. And I was just like, I cried. I told my family, I was like, this is insane. Was meant to happen because this was my dream. I remember being a little girl and thinking like the only way I'd ever sign to a label is if I own my masters, because none of them want to give up masters. You know what I'm saying? None of them, they don't, they don't believe in people like that. So it was just like,
So
I'll probably
clearly
never get to do it.
you're not there for the quick buck. As you know, I've been doing this for 8 years as far as interviews
Mm-hmm.
and doing this, but I've heard so many stories of people that have signed and they're happy with the positions they're in, and I'm not disputing that. And then there are situations where they've been to labels, it hasn't worked out for them, so they bow out
Mm-hmm.
gracefully and go independent. Sometimes it might be the right deal, might be the wrong deal, but it sounds
Mm-hmm.
like in your case, you were determined to think in your head, before I sign, I want to know what it is I'm getting.
Facts.
Before I put my signature on the dotted line.
I was not playing. Like I was not playing with nobody because I was like, oh, this is not a charger. My phone's about to die. Hold on.
That's cool. That's
But
cool.
yeah. But yeah, I was like, I'm not playing with nobody because one thing about me is I know, you know what I'm saying? I know, you know, how important your masters and creative control is. It's a very, very, very essential to hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We can take a break for a second. That's fine.
So I told them, because and then the thing is that they appreciated it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
I thought that it was going to kind of scare them away like it did everyone else. But that was the only label that really appreciated it. Like,
mm,
they really were like, wow, like this girl really has her head on straight. She knows what she wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're going to back her up 100% on it. They always tell me, like, it's not going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen overnight. You don't got one of those deals where we just where you don't even have a say, you just kind of just do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Niggas think it's gonna work. I have a really a stepping stone. I have a bunch of stepping stones now, but I love that because I don't, like I said, I don't do this because I want to be the most famous, baddest chick in the world. Like I want to be light. I just want to be in my purpose and stand in my light and just do what I know I was put here to do. And if that's gonna take some time, that's just what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? No guidance blowing up. It's like people set these expectations of like, now every time I drop a song, it has to be no guidance. It's like,
mm,
no, it's not gonna do that. It's just not real. Like no guidance was
mm.
an overnight random ass thing. Like it almost magic. Like I literally cried in the shower, prayed and cried in the shower because I wanted to change my life. And I woke up the next day and it was at 2.8 million all over the internet. And I was just like, what the hell? Like that's crazy. Like that was just a stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't look for that moment again.
Mm.
I don't look to have overnight success again. Like at this point, I just want to build myself as an artist and as a businesswoman.
It's
Those are like
interesting.
the two.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, no, no. You're good. Go ahead.
Oh no, because I was going to ask about. You took the words right out of my mouth because that was going to be my next question in terms of like no guidance because obviously a massive song, from Chris Brown and Drake, and I was a fan of the song already, but your take on it, like, you took me there as well. So
Oh my gosh,
amazing on
that's
that,
awesome.
and
Thank you.
of course, and obviously it's accumulated over 30 million views. You just said, like, what was it, within the first couple of days it was 2.8 mil?
Yeah, well, that was crazy. That was just the video, just the acapella, the freestyle that I did.
Oh
So when I
wow.
actually dropped the actual song, right now it's at 30 million on my YouTube, but the lyric video that I had, the lyric video was at like 40 million. It's catching up. It's catching up now though.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
video's
yeah, of
catching up now.
course,
But
of course. They
they
always
took, and I
they
know who
always
took my lyric
anticipate.
video down.
They
I
always
know who took my lyric video down. I'm not gonna say it because that's not right, and I'm not gonna do that. But just
uh,
know that I know somebody was upset with me and have felt some type of
there's always going
way.
to be haters.
Yeah, and I know that he went and did that, but it's
I
cool.
mean, we don't need to go there, but like as far
We
as like
won't go
the
there. I
no,
would
we
never
won't go
do it.
there.
Would
But like
never do
say,
it.
but with the accumulation, I mean, it's amazing in itself anyway. And like I said, your take on it, I just really loved. And
Thank
congratulations
you.
for accumulating because it's interesting. You said that it was like a song that you wanted to kind of make hit, and then you haven't done it sort of since then, and just progressed with your own sort of style of music. Um, what made you decide that you wanted to cover such an iconic song for you to
It
put your
just was
take on it?
random. I was in the mall and like I just was scrolling on TikTok and that was the trending sound. And I was like, ooh, it would be dope if I could like freestyle to it. And I just started listening to the beat and I started freestyling to it. And that's how I literally did it. I recorded the memo at the mall. And then I went home, finished writing it. My homegirls came over. I showed them. Napur was like, you got to post this on my TikTok. She's got like 4 million followers. I was like, yeah. We posted it. 3 days later, it's all over the place. I dropped it. Then I went to the studio, recorded a full song because I only wrote 60 seconds of it. I didn't even write the whole song. So I had to go back, write the rest of the song, and then went and record it. And I dropped it, and it blew up the first week. And I was like, it was just so crazy. I remember the first everybody was like, bro, this is about to be the biggest song ever. Like, everyone was saying it, and I was looking at it like, no, really? What? And
yeah, you were thinking like, how is this even possible? Like, what? Like,
yeah, I was like, how is this even possible? And so now I'm just kind of like, well, I'm at this point where I'm building my catalog, and I'm gonna connect the dots between this random ass no guidance shit that just went out of no. It was not the plan. Like, it was just, I had this whole plan, and no guidance just that plan is gone. That plan is out the window. This plan's way better. But it's just like, it was so random that I was like, wow, like, this is dope.
It's interesting now, like with no guidance, and obviously the rest of your catalog, which we'll get to in a second, that it's actually built, more momentum than you expected, because obviously now, like, with off the back of that, a lot of people are seeing the content that you're putting out there, which is is amazing. And you've had content out before, but this really is elevated even more. I mean, did you have like Drake or Chris Brown even reply to, 30 million views? I mean, surely, like, have they got in touch with you?
I've like talked to Chris's team, and I did get to see the split sheets, and I like started the clearance process for everything, but it did not go through for, of course, there's some stuff that happened behind the scenes with the original song, and the guy that sampled it.
Right.
There's a sample in the song. There's 14 writers on the song.
So it's like clearing it all just to make sure you could put it out there.
It was just a lot. And, I think the biggest thing was like the sample.
Yeah.
Because the sample in my song is the hook, and
right.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what everybody's problem is with each other over there, but I know there's a lot of stuff going on. They just kind of me trying to come in the mix, being like, hey, no guidance. Everybody's like, man, no, we hate this song. It gives us so many problems. No,
I mean, haters can hate, but the song's out there though. The song's out there.
It's out there. They can't get rid of it, and it hit number 13 on Billboards. Somebody leaked it, and it hit number 13 on Billboards off a leak, and I was like, okay, at that point, I'm cool. All right, fine.
And now you're cool. Fine. It's fine.
I'm like, it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah. It can't be deleted from memory, at least. You can't do a Men in Black and do like the flashy thing.
Exactly. And as long as I don't release it anywhere, Apple, Spotify, whatever, ain't got nothing to do with me. Everybody, they've been leaking it everywhere, though. It's all over Apple Music and Spotify. It's whatever.
It's all good. I mean, going to your latest single, Noya, as well. There were some lines that stood out to me that I think made me relate to potentially what we were talking about earlier. I don't know, quote me if I'm wrong, but the line you said is, and don't get me wrong, you had me back then. Yeah, I was sprung till I left you in the past tense. I could never let you back in. It's interesting because from the earlier part of our conversation, like, all of these things that you were going through, was there in any way significant to what had happened, or was it just in generalized context?
So when I write music, right, a lot of times it can sound like I'm referring to a relationship, because that was one of the most kind of traumatizing like things I went through.
Mm-hmm.
And but I still don't write about him, if that makes sense. I use my experiences and my feelings, because when I say, don't get me wrong, you had me back then, yeah, I was sprung till I left you in the past tense, I could never let you back in. Like, what if I was talking to the lady that had me in that contract? You know what I'm saying? I was sprung off the deal. I was sprung off the...
Or it could have been your manager who was like...
Or it could have been my previous manager.
Yeah, or your retail manager, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
like it
interesting.
Could be anyone that, like, you know what I'm saying, that had me at one point and that had to leave in the past tense because they were doing me wrong, you know what I'm saying? So, like, the song, yes, I based it off of a relationship, but I wrote it because it's like, yeah, obviously this is kind of a relationship, but it's really, the beauty of it is that it could be about anything. You know what I'm saying? It could be about, you know, like I said, the person that did me dirty in Atlanta. It could be the person that did me dirty in New York. It could be, you know, it could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. I've been through a lot. And a lot of significant things have happened to me with people that I've trusted and loved so much. You know what I'm saying? And just spoke so highly of that. You know, that's how they made me feel. I was sprung, whether I was sprung in love or I was sprung on the situation or sprung on hope or sprung on attachment, whatever it is, I was sprung. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I had to leave that shit in the past, whether it was the dude, the situation, the, you know, whatever it is. Yeah.
And it's relatable as well, because like a lot of people can relate to the song as well, because it's not just like for one person. Like all people have gone through it in some form or another. Like, you know, whether it's little bit or a major bit, like a lot of people can relate to this.
Right.
Crazy, man. I mean, I wanted to ask, has anyone told you that you resemble Aaliyah?
Ah, yes.
Do you get it all the time?
All the time. I get it all the time. Like, it's crazy.
The reason why I say that is because when I saw your video Bollywood, I thought, yo,
Bollywood.
I thought, yo, like some of the shots that, I mean, the cameraman must have done some magic, like how he must have done it, because literally for one split second, for one close-up shot, I thought like, nah, that's Aaliyah reborn. For a second, I thought, yo, what is going on? Like, is she alive again? Yeah.
That's so dope. That's crazy that you're saying that, because I posted a video today on TikTok that says embodying my inner Aaliyah. And I literally was lip singing a song of hers. It's the, boy, I gotta watch my back, because I'm not just anybody.
Yeah. Yes.
So it was that. And I had like this like fit on like these like joggers and like it's just so cute. Yeah.
If you know, if there's any significance in Aaliyah, like what does she mean to you growing up? Because clearly, if people are telling you look like Aaliyah, did you grow up on watching Aaliyah, like, or is it just coincidence?
Aaliyah is like what inspired me like as a little girl, because when she passed away, I was still really young, but my parents loved Aaliyah, so they really like kind of like, you know, pushed the issue just with playing her music. And like, you know, I watched her whole documentary because she reminds me so much of myself just by being so tiny, but wearing the big baggy clothes. Like I did that naturally. And that's what made my parents be like, wow, she reminds me of Aaliyah. I'd be like, who's Aaliyah? And then they would, you know, they showed me. And then I was like, oh my God, rock the boat, rock the boat.
Yes.
I was like, yes.
Yes.
I was like, okay. And then like growing up, that's what everyone's always said to me. Like everywhere I go, it's like, you're Aaliyah. You are literally, that's what Avery said to me I was supposed to meet. Yes. I was literally supposed to meet with Duro. Duro is my like project manager.
Right.
And my two managers. We were just all supposed to link up in Jersey, just to have a little picnic and everything. And we pull up, and there's this little like Avery's not white, but I forgot what he is. But I just see him. He don't look like he's supposed to be there, because I know everybody. I got everybody on the list right here. I'm like, who's this white guy right here?
Yeah, it's kind of out of place. You don't know who he is. Like, what's going on?
I see Duro, I see Rob, I see Mike. Okay. Who are you? I'm looking at him, and I'm like, Avery? As I get out the car, I'm like, Avery. I'm like, Mike, that's Avery. And I'm like meet him and everything. He's like, I'm sorry I came, you know, without, you know, notice, but I just had to see this in person. Like, and he looking at me, he's like, wow. He's like, you're literally her. You look just like her. And I was like, it's like, who? He's like, Aaliyah. And I was like, get out of here. I was like, okay. That was the worst move, by the way, from me. So you know, what I mean, like, shoot me later. I love your Millie Rock. She was hard.
I mean, you could teach me if anything, because like, I have two left feet, so you know. It's pretty mad.
I saw you, Millie. I saw it.
I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. I'll keep trying on that. Some
people be trying to dance, and then you cannot tell what kind of dance they're doing. You're like, was that what was that?
Listen, I'll need a bit of Dutch courage though to get me on the dance floor, even if I look like a twat at the end. You know what I mean? So...
Well, hey, I got you. Listen, I got you. I'll dance
I
all night. I love dancing.
well, clearly, speaking of dancing, that's a beautiful segue because I mean you're doing so well on the TikTok platform,
Thank
where
you.
you do a lot of dance and comedy videos. Now, I'm a little bit older than you, so I need a little bit of schooling because I'm not on TikTok currently. So I'm on Instagram, all the other socials. So, firstly, when did you decide that you wanted to get on TikTok? And
My
how?
brothers.
Oh, okay, your brothers. Yeah, and because I was going to say like a Johnny Huff, like he's doing well. I think it's like 4 million followers on TikTok. Like, what is the?
Hmm.
I mean, teach me about like in brief about the biggest buzz of TikTok because I mean, like it seems like there's a difference between TikTok famous and Instagram famous. So what are the differences?
Major difference. So
Mm.
like TikTok famous is like that's why I'm like I struggle with it because I'm like I'm not a TikToker. Like I don't want to be on TikTok shade room. I think that's the stupidest shit ever. Like I don't want to be in drama with nobody. Like why does TikTok have drama and like
Yep, ain't nobody got time for that.
podcasts? Nobody got time for that. It's
Nope.
weird. Like it don't make sense. Everybody be. I'm like. I think this is a little weird. Is nobody with me? No one thinks this is kind of weird. Like TikTok has a shade room ran by like a 16-year-old. I'm like, bruh, what is y'all are ruining people's lives over some TikTok? Like you got 8-year-olds canceling grown-ups. Like it's a problem.
Scary,
You got
man.
people that, it's scary.
I mean,
like,
cancel
I don't
culture is
wanna
another.
be,
That'll be another conversation. But like, cancel culture is
yeah,
just too much.
it's exactly. It's it's not. So I'm like with TikTok, I'm like, I would love to just kind of be like that, like, that like godmother on TikTok where everybody's like, oh, Ayzha, you know what I'm saying? When I pop up and then, afterwards it's like, okay, if you're not gonna focus on some good shit, just keep all the bad shit away from me. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be nobody. If anybody is in drama or in whatever, like keep me out of it. I am just here for love and then I'm out. That is
Yeah.
my job. Like
Yeah.
that's it, So but TikTok is really one thing I will say about TikTok is it is the best way to promote yourself. It has such a very interesting algorithm to where it's like, sometimes it can be really shitty, but if you are like always, you know what I'm saying, like consistent and you're really good at what it is you're doing, like you could be a person that knits socks. You could knit some fire ass socks. You will go viral. They will love it. They will love that shit.
Yeah.
You have a whole knitting fan base.
Mm.
If you made horseshoes for a living, you could post how you make horseshoes and people would love it. They would love it because it's satisfying to watch. It's interesting. Like TikTok is different.
Mm.
TikTok really gives like regular normal people like no handouts. Like it gives them a chance.
Yeah, and it seems like the algorithms are like very, very high because it's like you could be like new to it and you can instantly get like 40K followers, depending on what it is that you're putting out there.
Literally,
So,
I mean, we did the Power Ranger shit and we had no promo, nothing behind it. I just made this page. We went to Santa Monica. We filmed some videos, posted our third video. Shit blew up, had 3 million views. We posted it at like maybe 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
At 10 o'clock at night. Woke up at 10 o'clock the next morning, 3 million views. It's now at like almost 30 million.
Wow. I need to get on TikTok. I need to get on it. God. I'm missing out.
Lizzo, we met King Batch. We did videos with Nathan. We did videos with Dan Rue.
Was that through like, so you met each other like through TikTok? Like, was that?
Literally. Yeah. My whole friend group, my whole squad, the Rangers, like we all met from TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, TikTok
Amazing.
TikTok has like two different lanes. You have TikToker and then you have influencer. Influencer is like, okay, the influencers, you kind of fuck with the influencers because they influence. They do what they're damn supposed to damn do.
Of course.
And being a good influence. Then you got the TikTokers that are just,
yeah. They're just on some bullshit. Yeah, just normal shit.
Bullshit. So conceited, so into themselves.
Right.
So into this light that they're getting and all this money and all this fame. And I'm just like,
Yeah, so I'm not about that, darling. I'm going to go to the other direction. Thanks very much.
Sorry. I might have to stay over here.
Oh my god! Was that you trying to do like a British accent?
Like it?
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. I mean,
Well, thank
it.
you.
Uh, wow, that was pretty decent. That wasn't too bad.
Thank you.
I
I
mean,
love
people
I'm telling you.
people will tell me that if I try and do an American accent, they'll probably say to me, "Why are you speaking Chinese for? Like, why are you?" You know what I mean? My accent is just like I'll probably say, okay. Give me something to say quickly. I'll try to say
All
something.
right, say what's up, man. Let's go to the beach.
Yo, what's up, man? Let's go to the beach.
Ah,
I'ma
that is
fuck with you, dog.
crazy. What?
Don't gas me up,
So
please.
hard. That's so crazy. Like it's
Hey,
so weird that like
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Yeah, I fucks with you, man, because you've been giving me jams all motherfucking day, and I'll tell you this much, yeah, like you the motherfucking shit. So if you need to fucks with me, like I fucks with you all day long. So we got you, bro.
yeah, imagine.
That's going on Instagram straight. I'm no business. I'm putting that on Instagram and
And put
and
it on
TikTok.
Instagram.
Yeah, I'm putting it on everything.
I'm telling you, because listen, it's one thing to be able to be American and do a British accent, but to be British and do an American accent just below, we're just like, just to be from the UK, just to have that accent and then to be able to go, because then we're like, oh my God, do we sound like that? What?
I mean,
It's,
yeah. Do you know
it's
what?
so dope.
Do you
It's
know what I
so
like
dope. Like,
about?
I think it's,
Do you know what I like about y'all is that the dap, like, when you can't just do the dap. I love doing that
yeah.
shit. I love doing that shit. And the thing is, it's like us Brits over here. Like, just a quick little story. So like, if I shake people's hand, it's literally just like the standard handshake, or it's like a little dap, which we do. This is kind of our normal thing when we do over here. But when I try to do like, the dap and all that sort of stuff, they can't do it properly. So it's normally like this and like, what I mean, stuck there. And I think like, nah, you're the wrong person to do it. So all right, I'll give you the spud instead. That's fine. There's only like a few friends that I've ever dealt with that are able to do it properly with me. And I'm like, yes, I'm gassed. Thank you.
Yes, you gotta do the snap afterwards. Too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like,
You
well,
gotta hit that snap. Yeah.
yeah. That's definitely going on Instagram as well. I know business, man, and all the
Yes.
socials. That's it. That's it, man. I mean, let's bring it forward then. So, I mean, big up to Sophie as well. For putting me, who's UK PR to you. Big up to Sophie.
Absolutely.
I mean, Sophie must have put you up onto UK artists. So, have you ever been to London before, or have you been to the UK?
No, but I cannot wait to come out to London.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. What's the conceptions that you've heard about us Brits? Like, what are the things that you hear
Very
about us?
friendly.
I, yeah, well, I'd say yeah, 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 yeah. We are. Like, I think we have that similar sort of connection, like with the States, in a way where, like, communities are there and stuff like that. You have your hoods as well,
Yeah.
and things like that. But yeah, so we're very, very, very much connected on you. Like, every time I go to Toronto or the States, like, y'all love us out here. So, you literally, you probably do like the touristy stuff that you do over here, but like, there's loads of undercover places in London to go to, man. Like,
Yeah. What was the other else I was gonna say? Oh well, this isn't nothing that anyone's told me. This is just kind of something I perceive myself, but I feel like the UK has the best taste in music.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure, for
The
sure, for sure.
best
Oh,
taste in
oh
music.
yes, oh yes, yes,
The
yes. That
best
can't be
taste
denied.
because America don't know good music no more. Like they just
Wow,
don't. We just don't. Like
wow.
everybody knows. Everybody knows. Now there is some good music out there. But we
Yeah.
just don't. I don't think like people don't understand like real good music no more.
We
Like it
definitely
just
have our own ingrained culture in our music, especially like from back in the days and even now. Like, drill is like really popping off as like a genre. So, there's definitely a lot to catch up on. So I know that I'm pretty sure that Sophie will
yeah,
catch
y'all
you
just
on one
have the
more
best
game.
taste in music. Like
Yeah.
when I go to look at playlists for like trying to find new songs, I find the best five, and they don't have to be like UK artists. They're be on the UK playlist because they know music. Like I've talked to
Mm,
just different people, like even my fans, like the certain songs that they like from me. I'm like, bro, good music. If you like that song from me, then you are hearing the beats. Like you're hearing. Like
yeah.
I have a producer from London that sends me beats sometimes, and he's
Wow.
hard. He's so fire. I have this
Who's
one
the
kid,
producer, if you
like,
don't mind me asking?
um, he is, what is his name? See, I'm terrible with names. I DM him all the time. He sent me this one beat. So I have, Rob Grimaldi is my main producer, and he's also my manager.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I have Cap, who did the No Cap.
Yeah.
So that's Cap. I love Cap. Got Octo Gang. And Octo Gang is Boyan, which I love Boyan. He's my producer and just my friend, just amazing. You got Kamaji, Emo, and well, those are like the three like main producers. So like Kamaji and Emo. Emo is like, so Kamaji's hard, you know what I'm saying? Kamaji's so like fire, Boyan is fire, but Emo is 16, which makes Emo so far. Now he's from Bulgaria, so he's from,
wow,
not America, overseas, not the UK, but close. You know what I'm saying? But his beats, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, people overseas, they hear and they know good music. This kid from London, I gotta look at what his name is. I just was talking to him. He sent me this beat, and I named the beat. I named the song 808 and wrote the entire song because of how hard the beat was. And I found out he's from London, and I was like, London, because they know, like they know good music. They hear it. They know the good taste in music. Like nobody wants to listen to no crazy shit, man. Like y'all know good music.
It's crazy. Well, we can't wait to have you over, man, because hopefully when the borders lift down the line, whenever that will be, I'm guessing that touring is going to be a thing that you want to get back onto. Obviously more content that you got coming out. So what's next for you generally? Because Noya's out. We discussed about your TikTok fame, your story, how you got to Republic. How you got through tough situations, and now you're here. You started from the bottom, now you're here. Yeah, you see what I did there. What's next for you? What's happening for you?
Yes, I'm about to drop a music video to Noya. Shit is insane. I cannot wait. So that drops next week, and then I have a single called Dinner coming out. So whoever is hungry, tune into your girl, okay? Because dinner is about to be served, and it's about to be so fun. I cannot wait. And then I got a music video for Dinner coming up. And then everything is leading up to a really big album. So album is going to be like, album is what I'm really working on. Album. I'm in album mode right now. I've been in album mode for a long time. And I'm excited. It's going to be really, really dope.
Right, I really, really, really can't wait, man. Like, you got a lot of stuff going for you, and I appreciate your journey that you're getting to so far.
Thank you,
Ayzha Nyree. I have to personally thank you for all your
time.
So I know you got more famous shit to do, so I ain't gonna hold you up much more longer. But I heavily appreciate all your time. This could technically be a podcast episode if I had one, but it will be up on the YouTube channel. So this is dope visuals.
Can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to put it out. I've taken. This is what I said from the beginning. When it comes to talking with artists, I always like these deep conversations where if there's gems that come out of it and I can learn from this as well, like I'm definitely on my way. And you certainly given me a lot of gems. So I have to thank you so much for that and your time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I had such a fun time. This is so dope.
I appreciate that you enjoyed your time with me. Thank you so much. So,
Thank you.
If you can tell our audience where they can catch you on all the socials and what's coming up for you, the floor is yours, sweetheart.
What's poppin', y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's your girl, Ayzha Nyree. You can find me everywhere at AyzhaNyree. You know what I'm saying? Look out for my new Noya music video. Look out for my new Holy Class video and documentary about the whole story of why it took forever. And I got Dinner coming out with a Dinner music video. So y'all, I'm telling you, Dinner's going to shake the world, and we're going to take this year by storm. So I'm so excited. Y'all stay tuned. Thank you so much for everything. I love you, Nyrets.
Nyrets. So that's your fan base, yeah? That you call them Nyrets?
Nyrets.
All right.
My little babies.
We got that. We got in the bag. Well, Ayzha, again, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. It's probably the longest interview that I've ever done, but it's so much gems that we've taken away from this. And I have to thank you for being patient with me and your time as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I'll let you go anyway, and enjoy the rest of your day. And can't wait to see you do more magic, and hopefully to see you in London one day.
Yes, you definitely will. Thank you so much, darling. I had a swell time. Thank you so
Well,
very much, my
like I
love.
said, I fucks with you. I can't wait to see you on the other
Ah,
side, homie. Yeah. And on
yeah.
yeah, and on that note, I'm gonna leave it there and enjoy the rest of your day, sweetheart.
All right, you too, love.
All right, peace out, man.